space of 10 hours, on May the 26th, I've learned that as a country we still have a long way to go, and there's still more that needs to be done. And I'm guilty to say I was ignorant to some of the things that still needs to be done. And when you see a future in a child, but we're not looking after the future and we're not preparing the steps of the future for the child to be able to see themselves and potentially succeed in their future, it's something that we're doing as an injustice to the children. And I think it's a responsibility of every individual and every parent. And I learned this from the tour that I did with the city of Ekurhuleni and the journalists from Caxton Local Newspapers. It took us through various points of Ekurhuleni. We saw the good, the bad, and the old, together with the new, and trying to put all of those forward together. It's almost an impossible mission, but when we work together or when we think in the same synergy of what we want to achieve, I think it is possible. I think every human being should just take up their own part of the responsibility of what they want to see in the lives of their children or what they want to see in the future. And I think as a human race, we are losing that responsible factor of everybody is responsible for the next person or for the next development. The reason why we did the tour was to educate a group of our journalists as Caxton Media, and also try and learn what are the new developments the city of Ekurhuleni is involved in or bringing forth. And one of the biggest developments that they're working on is the Aerotropolis. And I think it's an exciting opportunity for everybody. Some of the developments I might not be here to see them, and I think if I'm going to have children, I'd like my children to see those developments. They want to turn the city into an airport city with corridors leading from Durban to Pretoria to Joburg and to Springs, which is the other side of Ekurhuleni, which develops trains, and it's got all sorts of factories for other developments. And that on its own creates enormous amount of opportunities, enormous amount of employment, and it builds strength in a community. And it starts from a family. If you look at how strong a family is, it almost does this ripple effect. If a family is weak, if a child comes from a very weak family, he will not perform good in school, the whole school will not perform good, and the whole community will not perform good, and you will not see any difference in the future or any developments in the city. And I think if the city of Ekurhuleni starts growing the families, the children, empowering the children and giving them with the right skills and information of what they need to do, I think from there the ripple effect grows and everybody involved benefits from the whole process. I personally learned some information about some of our political stalwarts like Oliver Reginald Tambo, who resided in Whiteville for a while, and both him and his wife played an integral role in growing the community and developing the children and developing the youth and the women. And what I have learned about him and what he was fighting for and what he wanted to see in the future, it was a great eye-opener. And there's some of the structures that the city has developed that as a people we are not familiar with and we are not informed about, and we're not sure why they exist. We just look at them as buildings, and I think the city needs to take care of those buildings and they need to use them for the right people and for the right reasons, and not just build it because they're commemorating somebody's memory. When you look at why those people are celebrated today, I think they would want people to benefit from their struggles and their celebrations and what they fought for and what they believed in. And today, those things just stand there, they sit there. Nobody looks after them, nobody kind of goes back and asks the questions, why is it here? it's only when the day that they are maybe passed on, or maybe the day that they were born, or the day that is, classified as a commemoration day, that's only when people get to talk about them. And I think we should talk about those things every day. And I come from Benoni, a town that has a diverse culture of people. You've got Indians, Chinese, you've got English-speaking people, you've got Afrikaans-speaking people. And I don't know when they got into Benoni and how they got into Benoni, and if we all educate ourselves about the next person next to you and appreciate who they are and what they do and where they come from, I think as a human race, we could build a stronger nation by doing that. And I always tell people that everybody's got a story. I have a story which is unique to me and mine and my family. The same applies to the next person sitting next to me, and it doesn't necessarily make their story or my story better than mine. It's just that it's a story that is different. It's a DNA story that belongs to you, that you own, and it's an experience that you experience alone and you can understand without any other person. At the end of the tour, when we were getting on the bus to go back home, we had parked outside a school, and I think it was home time for the children as well. And what really resonated with me and moved me was seeing the children and remembering that I was a child, and I'm now afforded opportunities, and I'm now doing what I love in media. And I saw potential in the children, and I hope each and every human being could really, really work hard to make sure that those children get the same opportunities, that life is not as hard as it was for many in the past. And if I myself could contribute a little bit, it would have to make sure that every child does not suffer to get to their dream and to their potential, and they don't have to struggle and be afraid to dream. When people stop dreaming, the world stops growing, and the human race stops developing and evolving. And children, they need the love and the support and the knowledge that their dreams are possible. And a child who goes to bed without supper compared to a child who goes to bed with supper, their dreams are no less different, and they should be loved and cared for the same way, in the same nature. And it's a choice and a responsibility that every adult should take, and we should work towards that as adults and as people of wanting to grow the future of the country. We should make sure that we put them first. Aside from all the politics and aside from all the money issues that we have, we should always put the children first, and I think we will have a winning foundation for a winning country.